Hola, people. How is you dudes? How is you dudes? Let's see what's going on before we jump in here. And I'm gonna see if I can like breeze through this quickly, and then probably at the end, see if we can dabble, the old chess, yeah. But well, probably not chess. If I do chess, maybe later in the night or something, maybe after. But see what y'all saying. How's everybody doing? First time in the chat, Lord Mishi. Mishi? Mishi Yushi Sushi. Yo, doing good. The day has been solid, trying to get some work done. Whyt Wins Volume 3 going to come. Volume 3 is going to be... Okay. Volume 1 and 2 are coming out this year, right? The new one with the book deal and all that. Volume 3 and 4 are coming out next year. And the goal after that would be to have Volume 5 and 6 come out after that. Definitely Volume 5, right? And I'm already working on Volume 4. One whole chapter is done, but I still have like 8 chapters to go. 8 or 7. I want to say 8. I believe 8. It's 8. It's 8, right? Altogether it will be 9. 1 is done. 8 to go, right? And stuff has been moved around. I explained this the best in a recent YouTube video called How to Make Manga Explained, and I kind of touch on it a little bit. But if you say you got the old versions of Apple Black, the old version, Volume 1 and 2, things have changed. Some dialogue have changed, some whole character designs have changed, and for a few characters, things have been moved around. Maybe a scene that happened in Chapter 9, I said, you know what, I moved that, then, brought it. Like an example, there was a chapter 21, right, before the book deal. I moved certain things of that chapter 1 and brought it to chapter 15. I moved some things here, and not just like moving scenes around. I'm also like changing everything so that it goes smoothly. So I'm still like drawing some new stuff and slipping in some new pages here and there, so everything kind of makes sense, right? So Volume 3 is done. Volume 3 is pretty much done. This is a chapter cover for Volume 3 that I'm just finishing up. The only things left for Volume 3 are this chapter cover, which we'll be tackling in this stream, and a post-credit scene, because the new books actually have post-credit scenes. So the new books have a ton of new stuff that you haven't seen. Volume 1's post-credit scene is probably the longest post-credit scene that I'll do for now, or that I have planned for now. And that one is in the new Volume 1 that you can see on the side. Please go pre-order the books. I appreciate it a great deal. Shout out to those who've already pre-ordered. If you pre-order, you also get the trading cards. If you share the sale buying information. If you go to the Saturday AM website and the graphic novels page, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see how you can get your trading cards, and it's exclusive for only people who pre-order the books. And any book, you could be the Apple Black book or any other books in our Saturday AM Quarto book line. But back to Apple Black. Everything is done. Volume 3 cover. This is not Volume 3 cover. This is Volume 3. This is a chapter cover in Volume 3. So I guess the only things missing to complete Volume 3 in this book deal is the post-credit scene, which is like what? Just a few pages. Very few pages. This cover right here. And I guess the main cover, because I like to do that last. I like to do that. I like to have that be the final thing I do. But when it comes to the interior of the book, we're pretty much done. And one chapter, Volume 4, is done. Chapter Volume 1 obviously is done. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'm already working on Volume 5. That is the goal, because I want to get my assistants into the game, and we'll see what we can do. Long stream today. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try and do a long stream today. One of the longest streams, and hopefully people join, have fun. It depends on how the stream goes, but I'll try to keep it going as long as it makes sense, right? At the very least, we're going to try and finish this illustration during the stream. So yeah, volume 3 for the most part is pretty much done. So volume 1 and 2, again, one of the things that make the books unique, again, versus the old versions of the book, is better quality print, better, more traditional manga book size, new covers, post credit scenes, some colored pages, right? The chapter covers generally will be in color as well, but a couple colored actual pages. Um, Things moved around, better experience overall, I feel. Uh, yeah, I mean, overall better, and I think you guys will like it. So volume 1 and 2 are already available for pre-order, and volume 3 will be available for pre-order in a few months. And so volume 4 and all that. So volume 3 and 4 are coming out next year. Volume 5 will come out the following year, and hopefully 6 as well. Definitely something else. So it's like at least 2, 3 Apple Black books are coming out in what 2024, but will let me not spoil too much. Bottom line is, to answer your question, volume 3 and 4 come out next year. Shout out to those hopping up in the stream. Appreciate all the new followers as well. Shout out to y'all. Redeem. Blah, 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 blah. I just want to how do you make sounds on manga and comics like hit, action, and other stuff? What do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm not too sure about the question. T Brow, shout out to you. How's it going? How's it hanging? Hope everybody's doing good. Josh Comics, the usual suspects. Appreciate y'all. Shout out y'all for hopping on the stream. Tessa Monica. Alright, so we're gonna be coloring this bad boy. And I know in the last stream I actually made a mistake. I said this was chapter 22 cover. This is chapter 23 cover, actually. And obviously the chapter is done. This is just, again, I like doing covers last because, I don't know, I feel more comfortable in the decision of what the actual cover should be once I'm positive I know exactly what the interior is. So let's pick a color for these people. I pretty much know all the colors that should be utilized here. Okay, one of the first things I like to do is give it a little bit of a mood tone thing. And you do that by selecting all the characters. Go there. Fill that in. Change the blending mode a little bit. Let's do 15. Yeah. And then maybe we'll do it again. Duplicate. And this time yeah. Let's make the top lighter. Am I actually doing anything? Oh. There you go. Better? Yeah. Okay. Then the flats. Well, before the flats, actually. How about we do duplicate one more time, but this one will be the shade. It's actually shade before we put in the flats this time. Shout out to everybody on stream. Appreciate y'all. What are y'all talking about? Oh, how do you put like sound effects? I mean, there are many ways to put in the sound effects. You can put it in manually. There's the Clip Studio Paint has some presets you can use. A good video that'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how to come up with yours as well is I have a video called How to Letter Comics. You can watch that, but you can also just study your favorite comics and see how they do it, and then try to figure out ways that are unique to you that you would like to see things done, and just kind of make a blend and start. Then over time, you will eventually form your own style and way of doing it. That's how it worked for me. Um, so okay, let's go here. Oh, so we gotta delete it on this layer. Boop. Thank you. So figure out where the light source is coming from, and then you plug away. Now, there are many ways to do this. I could start just putting it in, or I could do something like this, where I'm just creating the paths. Some parts I'm filling in, some parts I'm just creating the path. Okay. So this way, by the end, I'm just kind of just picking the fill tool, well no, the magic wand, and just selecting multiple and just hitting fill. Saves time for me. Is there a spot? Did I miss a spot? Try not to miss any spots. And by the way, guys, if you guys haven't seen the latest video, please go check it out. If you haven't already, it kind of covers and touches a little bit about, for those who are making their own comics, and just kind of has you thinking about how much of your story you should know completely from start to finish. For those in the chat, like people watching about the watching, I'm curious why you watch streams. What do you want to? What do you want to? What do you hope to get out of them? Are they what therapeutic, or you're trying to learn something? How many of you actually even want to make comics or even draw at all? Just out of curiosity, please let me know in the chat. What do you want to do? What are you guys' goals? If you have any. Let me know you guys better, and also know what kind of content you guys want to see better. Because there's sometimes I'm not sure, right? There's sometimes I'm not sure what you guys want to see. What do you want? Do you want manga tutorials? Do you want basic drawing tutorials? Do you want fun fan art stuff? Because those sometimes do well if it's a popular series or something like that. So it's like, what do you want? What do you want from me? This is a very quick cell shading approach to just coloring in general. And it will all make sense in a hot minute. She's there, so maybe she'll block part of him. That whole thing can be blocked in. It's fine. Is that it? No. Okay. So that's one. And by the way, I hope everybody's having a solid day. Everybody's chilling, spilling from the bottom to the ceiling. just focusing on the shading for now. There's still other things that I'll add to it. Some lighting, blah blah blah. We'll figure it out. I don't know why, but for this character right here, I kind of want him to sound like y'all remember Powerpuff Girls? Have that character him. I want this guy to sound like him. Oh, such a good name, him. Cartoon Network back in the days were they were unrivaled. Hmm. Yeah, I'll probably cover some of that. Hmm. Okay. Just for now, we'll get to it. We'll get back to it in a minute. This is also fun because I don't think I've drawn these characters too many times in color. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all can guess what her wand is. I mean, yeah, y'all know what a wand is. Like, I've gotten some interesting wands. Y'all can also leave in the chat what your wand would be. If you've left a comment before what your wand would be. Uh, if you had two wands, what would your other wand be? Okay. There. And then that there. Yep. Uh, the line art, and I will do this. Go back to shade. Get the color back, and then keep it pushing. I can't wait for the books to come out, guys. Man. Just gotta get it over with. Hopefully you guys support. Again, shout out to those who've already pre-ordered volume 1 and 2. Y'all the real MVPs. Hear me? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Okay. No. Thing with the shadow on the floor. I want to do something like that. Yeah. Wait. Let's go like that for a second. Yeah. Let's do that there. Okay. Some of this I'm not 100% sure yet. I might come back and edit. But just so we have something, we'll go with this. Okay. Is it enough? I don't know. Let me turn off the background sketch, and then we'll fill in the spots. Before we do that, see what's going on in the chat. Cardboard Bum. Who's that? Oh, he had me at source. Okay, what's Apple Black about? Sorcerers, gods, wands. Um, you know what's funny? I if you notice in Apple Black, I never use the word magic. I just feel like the term itself is so. It's just too common. It almost. I don't know. Sorcerer, sorcery is always a term I use. If you pay attention, I almost never use the word magic. I don't know. For my series, it just sounds cringe in my ear for some reason. Um, but what's Apple Black about? It follows a boy Sano who is prophesied to be this Trinity type savior, right? This kind of to a degree, that typical chosen one. But then, most of these ideas they've been done before kind of boils down to your execution. And one of the hooks about it is that, there are all these signs that he gets that he's probably not the chosen one. And in fact, that if he's chosen for anything, he's chosen for quite the opposite of what they think he is, which is supposed to be this figure that's supposed to prevent an impending doom called the Infinite Night. And there are signs that he sees that puts this pressure on him that he might be the opposite, right? That maybe he is not the savior, but and it kind of explores that with his father's demise and his father's research on the immense power that is Apple Black. Huh? And in this world, all these characters, the sorcery is kind of inherited from bloodlines and ancestry and all of that. So it's as each generation goes by, the sorcery is kind of dying out, and so there is someone's research who can kind of rejuvenate that power in the bloodline to have the sorcerer be as powerful as their ancient ancestors and stuff like that. So that's somewhat of a MacGuffin in the series. Yeah, check it out. You can learn more about Apple Black if you pre-order right there, or you watch. I've been dropping some motion comic videos. One more is going to drop sometime this month, and it has like voice acting, original music, a little fun thing. Even though the content itself is animating slightly older content, because I've had those videos for a while, pre this book deal. But hope you guys go check out those videos. Y'all give me a second. I'll be back. Okay. Yeah. Bum, bum. And the wands are different. Like, the wands are not your typical wands that you see in Harry Potter. Your wands could be almost like items that have gone through certain rituals. So somebody's wand could be a pen, and maybe part of their sorcery is writing something that, I don't know, happens. Usually the wand is something that enhances an already existing ability within the sorcerer. So if Cyclops from X-Men was a sorcerer in my world, then his laser eye thingy would be his wand in a way, or his shades or something like that. And so there are people with wands that are cigarettes, boxing gloves, guitars, brass knuckles, lens in your spectacles, scythes, swords, little staffs, rings, necklaces, pair of dice, pocket watches, and you can kind of imagine what the abilities would be, right? Not that many people on stream, but so I'll let you guys in on one of like a wand ability that I just as an example. It's one of the characters, but I won't say who, and probably not going to see it for a while. And there's not that many people on stream anyway, so hopefully we sell more books than the people that are on stream. So this is not that big of a, you know what I mean? So there's let's say like a pocket watch wand, and maybe the character's ability is time based, so you can imagine someone who plays with time. And maybe there's even an escalated version where they're a power up, because there's more to the powers within Apple Black, you got Walls of Impulse. They're kind of like going Super Saiyan or breaking 8 gates or breaking going Bankai or Shikai from Bleach, just things like that. And you got the Ivory Wall, Ebony Wall. You can see things where they enhance abilities with the wand as well. So maybe the wand can even slightly evolve. Imagine a character who plays with time, and then the pocket watch. You can, if you guys know your clocks, for all you illiterates out there, you got your short hand and your long hand. Imagine someone being able to extract those, and those are now like swords, right? So if he hits you with the minute hand, something happens. If he hits you with the second hand, something happens. So that's how interesting you can get with the wands in Apple Black, I think, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then there are characters who actually don't have wands, or they're characters with. I don't want to spoil too much. That's just. Hopefully, the books. Some of these. There's some things that I don't want to say because I want them to be experienced and revealed in the books because I think it'd be like a wow, right? And we'll get some of that as we go on in the series. So. What about a book bag? There are other items, right? Not just wands. You have wands and you have cloaks, right? And cloaks, even though it's also a term that's used, it's kind of like a nickname for the officers in this series who are part of like this new government thing. They're a cloak and they wear almost everybody wears a hoodie. It's kind of like a traditional respect thing. It's part of the clothing within Apple Black. And some cloaks have abilities. You have your invisibility cloak, not things like a Harry Potter and things, stuff of that nature. But then you have other cloaks that might come alive. You have kind of like a Doctor Strange cape thing, or you have Infinity Cloak, which kind of has infinite pockets, so you can store an infinite amount of items within the cloak. So you got stuff like that, right? Your wand cannot be a body part. At least that's the plan for now. It's complicated, but yeah, like I said, there's some characters that maybe they're so strong they don't need wands. They're like you get these hands raw. Pause. Pine can have. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Shout out to everybody on the stream so far. Let's get back to some of this coloring. Filling in some of these spots, like we said. Actually, do that. Wrong pen. Okay, so I get this. And now I'm just selecting everything. Selecting all the gaps that I've created. Even after this, you still want to like manually go around, make sure you didn't miss a spot, because that can easily happen. You got everything covered. No. Yep. I think we got him. So we come here. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. Okay, get really no. Okay, sometimes you don't get the spots you want because there's like a hole somewhere. You know? No, I'm saying. You see me? Okay. Yep, I see the hole. So I'm not even gonna click it. I'll kind of come in to fill those manually. Another hole, isn't it? Yep. Nope. Okay. Then you come here. We good? Now, for sometimes for good measure, I'll expand the selection by 1, and then poof. If it doesn't make sense, I'll come in and manually get some spots that you don't want to miss. Like here and about. Where's the hole? Yeah, there you go. Hold on. And then here. Boop. Yeah, okay. Right there. Yep. Okay. Do we have what we need? I'd say so. See, just getting some spots they miss. Yep. There you go. Don't forget to save, and me see. Mist under his nose right there. It was right under your nose. Still parts of the hair and the locks that we missed. That's it. What else? What else? Okay. Come here. Make that pop. Go back to shade. Eyedropper. Yeah. Some parts we missed. Still get it. So some of the line art. Okay. Save. If y'all see me missing any spots, y'all let me know now. Don't just let it go. Under the shades. Above right here. Okay. Okay. So then have a another layer. Let's give it like add glow. Blending mode, reduce opacity to about 20. And then just based off of the light that's actually hitting the character. Something warm. Something warm. And then I'll do some like lines to just show highlights in the hair, for the locks. This helps it pop a little bit. Oop, missed the spot, didn't I? Right here. And here. Oh, in fact, this whole place is not supposed to get all of that. So you get rid of that. There you go. And then back to the add glow. A little bit of that in the eyes, really. Okay. Maybe in Hawaiian, maybe a little pop a little bit. Missed the spot. Thank you very much. Right here. Boop. Here. Boop. Go back to the agua. Okay. Top. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Got a little bit of that on this. Because, yeah. Then okay. Okay. Then you have homeboys in the back. Okay. And then now maybe I can put in flats. Yeah, a little warm. Nothing crazy, but you know, a little warm. If you want why social. Oh yeah, so I'm always curious because you know most of the time I think I'm bringing people from other places here. I don't know how people gonna get discovered here on Twitch, but who doesn't? Who's just coming here? Who's who? If you want, you don't have to, no pressure. But who's just finding out about Apple Black or Saturday AM or me or whatever today? Who's new? Who are the new kids? Who are the new kids? Where your questions at? Appreciate all the chats. We'll also be taking questions if you guys have any. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Drawn up, shout out to you. How is you dudes? Damn it. Yep. He does got his smiles on him. Yes. Let me see. Savior 06, shout out to you. He told me that's the one exception. One exception for what? What y'all talking about? Can pineapples be a wand? Hell no. Hell no. God forbid. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Pineapple black. God forbid. Alright, so everybody's good. Everybody know what they're doing. How do I get my shadows to be shaped perfectly like that? Well, I was doing that in the stream. I'm actually manually doing it, but I just create the gaps and then I use the selection tool, use the magic wand, funny enough, the magic wand, to select all the gaps and just fill. It's right here. Boop. And then this is a separate layer. Boop. And then this is a separate layer. Boop. So I give it a little bit of a gradient. I don't always do that, but sometimes I do. And then I have an overarching one. The opacity is really low. The linear burn, the blending mode's on linear burn, and then I have another one that's just focused on the shading. And then there's more you can add to it. You know, there is more you can add to it, and that will do more towards the end. For now, I want to touch on the flats, and I'm gonna turn everything else off, so that's all we see. Okay, and then now ready. And flats being just, you know, the colors. Okay, we have a problem there, it's fine. Boop. Is that the color? Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. No. We'll go with this for now. So actually just get the whole thing. then homeboy here. Oops, no. Okay. So we have that, and come here. Oh. Is that the color? Yeah, I'll take this one. It's closer to facts. Then we come here. A little more subdued. Ow. Got to save just in case. Oops. Gotta come in here. Add some spice. Boom, 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 boom. Felt. And here, same care, I think. See if we make it a little lighter and probably darker. There you go. There you go. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yeah. Let's do. Will generally be the light, the colors for his teeth. Technically, this is white. So boom. And then this is white. It'll all make more sense when we throw in the color, the other colors. A little duller than that. A happy middle ground. Then you do some slightly lighter. I'll do that for you guys. There you go. Okay. Then what was the colors like you? Something like this. For one closest to maybe a little duller and a little orangier and yeah. And It's actually a lot more whites, but I'm gonna dull it down. Here. Okay. Um, boom. For this character, for those who are new, you can imagine what her wand is. I wonder what her wand is. There's some characters that in the series I can imagine that it'll be very obvious what their wand is, and then there will be some where it'll be a mystery what their wand is, and then there'll be another section where it'll be a misdirect for what you think their wand is, but it's actually something else, or something more, or something like that, or something. Did I mention something? Because that. And come here. No. Okay. Interesting. I could left field this and do something like so. Stick with that for a second. Hit save. There you go here, goes yellows. Yeah, there's some there. Or should this be lighter? Yeah. No. More orangey. Sort of. And then that, you got here, caboose. Pretty much that. Full time. Actually, we could switch it up for this. Okay, these are flats. There is his glass goggles thing. So let's do that. So let me select that, and I'm using the polyline tool to just get just that. There is a white dash at the top of his head that I do not appreciate. So here we have this, and I'm just gonna something like that there. And give it a blending mode of multiply for now, but we'll get to it. That said, it's the line art. So we come and erase. Okay. Go back to the flats. Fill where appropriate. But it's the line art. Okay. Save. Oops. On the wrong layer. On the right layer. Above all, there should be like an eye shine thing there that I like to do. Just gonna go there. Still give a little more spice. Here you can give it teeth, but with the flats, I'll do this. and then you hit save. Okay, and then here. Come out. And now, if we add the rest of the things, a little bit of that, some of that shine, and the mood, hit save. I'm not done with the backgrounds. I'm still working on that. The things you would do to the background to enhance this whole shinamajig, but this is that. And then this is the part where I then go back in the line art, and now I can go back. What's up, meow? And add little things. You might have to give me a second. Maybe I need to feed Lelouch. Is his name Lelouch? Yes. Have I seen Code Geass? Nope. If you guys want to learn how to draw certain things, like certain hairstyles and things like that, there's another book that's part of the book line called How to Draw the Verse Manga. It's kind of like a tutorial book. And when it comes to the tutorial books, at least tutorial books that I've seen, within that space, trust me, it's a must buy. If you're into tutorial books, this is one of those that you get. I'm biased, obviously, but from the design to the different kinds of tutorials you can get in there, from the various artists that are contributing, this is one of those that you get. You just do. Not for me, for you. It's called How to Draw Diverse Manga. Available pretty much everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, you can pre-order it anywhere. And it's also one of the books that if you pre-order, you get a trading card. You get one trading card for each book you pre-order, I believe. Here, gotta come here. That's a hole, get to delete that. Okay. And then for add glow. You can then have fun with some of the lighting and do some interesting things and you know, stuff. I think he looks pretty cool. Don't he not, people? Don't he not look cool, people? I think so. Those goggles, maybe we can reduce the opacity a little bit. About 70. And then for le background. For le background. Yeah. Le background. Background's a little tricky. Normally I would kind of take this and put it in Clip Studio, no, Photoshop, but to paint, do like painterly type stuff in Photoshop, but it's just a floor. It's nothing complicated. Let's just step out of the comfort zone a little bit and try to do this in Clip Studio Paint. It does have some brushes. In fact, you can actually import Photoshop brushes into Clip Studio Paint, which I should probably do. What brush we using? We are going to use. Yeah, I think that's just it. I just need to get brushes that I like into, like, just bring it in here and then go ham. Okay, then go back to mood. You select that. So good. Airbrush. Come here. Linear burn. Reduce opacity. And just behind it all. Perfect. Oops. Okay. Oops. What? Exactly. And then you come to, and then go airbrush. Yeah. Maybe increase. And maybe even darken it a little bit. Right? Yeah, that's what we want. And then you have that overall, if you want that really anime vibe, light stuff, get something close to the light source, but even brighter. And gradient, and you go, did it do? Right, get there, brush. That wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard at all. Let me see, can we do something with that? Yeah, can we do something with that and go? Yeah. Pow. Nope. No. No. Darker. Darker. Dang. Darker. What about orange? Something a little more orangey. I don't know. I guess that's something that I will just kind of continuously play with. That I'll play with. Is this the eye shine? It is, isn't it? Yes. Get on white. This sweet kiss. Oops, not no. If you're wondering what brush I'm using generally, like to use the just a simple manual real G pen. Nothing fancy over here. Let's go complete white. There's still a couple of things you can add to this to really help it pop. Oh, shoot. Shoot. If I get the, where is it? I know where it is, in the silhouette. That's all I need to do. Come here. Boop, there. Okay, go back to the top. I might still pull this into Photoshop just to do some fancy things that are just much easier to do in Photoshop. Go to the flats. Missed a spot right there. Baby girl, why you keep calling? Yeah, there's still more you can do, and some certain soft lights and highlights that we can add to this to enhance the drawing even further. Have some dynamic lighting. You know? Definitely. And I'll probably do that, but save. Now when I get to this stage, I'm usually feeling good. I have most of what I need. Everything else is kind of just you're playing with it at this point to get the desired result, but that's just more effects and filters and this and that. Like there's still more we could do. But at this point, you know, we're almost done. We missed some spots with the shading. We can then come back in. Or if there's some things I feel like maybe we could shade it. That we didn't. See, even with this floor, to really, where is it at? It's right here. To really have it hit home the way I would like. Here, you got to have a brighter area. Yeah, so there's like more depth to that floor. It doesn't just look like a flat line. Like that part looks like it sinks in. Oh shoot, it's a curve, so might need to do it manually. It doesn't even have to be perfect to show some wear and tear in the floor. More cracks and stuff. Compare, same thing. A little bit of a curve. Again, thankfully, it doesn't have to be perfect. Also, I strategically place, kind of one of the circles to they to kind of be one of the circles on one end, and then the other one's kind of like going around. So you kind of go in a circle when you look at their faces. That's like just me being extra, trying to sound smart. Again, give the floor some character. So okay. This just gives the floor more of a 3D vibe. And it's actually to my benefit then. My lines don't even have to be super smooth. It looks more realistic when it isn't. How convenient. And then, yep. There you go. Save. So come here. What is there's still stuff we can do to really make this pop. I don't like the shine right here. I'm gonna remove that. Or remove one, maybe, at least. I don't know. Something about it I don't. I'm not feeling you. I'm not done with some of the lighting, like I said. There's still stuff we can do. But no. Not bad, eh? Not bad, yeah? So what's everybody saying? Hey, we got 100 people. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. 100 folks, showing up. Appreciate y'all heavy. It's oh shoot. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Sometimes you can kind of multi-purpose some of these, and it could be a cover for something else as well. We'll see. That curve right there. What is that? Has to be. Is it you? Yes, it is. So No. There you go. Okay, what's left? What's really left here? It's just more lighting stuff that we can play around with. Let me see. We could do maybe the light bouncing on the floor. It's a shiny marbly type floor, and then bouncing back on the clothes. It's tricky, but let's try it. Add glow, reduce opacity. Sometimes it could be a hard light or a soft light. Let's go hard light. And then we pick it. And let's see if it works. This is how you figure stuff out. Once you understand like adjustment layers, blending modes, you play around with the opacity, feathers, all those little things, and you know to attempt an experiment like this, you will get better. So, no. Hard light is not the well, maybe a lighter blue instead. There you go. Oh, we missed a spot. Shoot. Right here, shading wise. Okay, now back to this new eye glow. Or not. Where is that? Right here. Hard light, rather. And if it's too harsh, you can always go back and reduce the opacity. Because it might be too harsh. And the blue might be... Is that an appropriate blue? It might be. How is that? Now, if this was going to be animated, then we're doing we're a little too extra. You kind of just be done. To save time, you'll be done with a lot of the shading. Yeah, it can even be a little more purpley because of the clothing around. It won't get too much to the top of the arm because the arm is so far away from the floor. So I'm not going to stress over there. Best places like there. Yeah. That way, the drawing also doesn't look as flat. There's a tad bit of exaggeration because there's probably some places that the light source probably won't hit, but we're touching it anyways. But again, that's why you have these things on separate layers. You can always go back and remove them. Reduce opacities, and more. Alright. Most of the blues that we're doing right now, they will be mostly found closer to the floor, right? So we wouldn't do it too much for stuff high up, like close to their faces. If you want to be realistic with it. But those shinier objects, we would play around with that. And then here, now with these funny reflections, I can actually do some of that over here. Right? Okay. And then from above, we can use a completely different color, orange. More in tune with that light source. Again, we can always reduce the opacity later if we feel like it doesn't fit. Yeah. I'm thinking of. It is a tricky thing to do. Let me try something. What if this was a soft light? Too soft. So hard light. If it was add glow. Not bad. I think hard light's the best. Yeah. Okay. Hard light's the best. But just looking at for the orange, it might be a different kind of light. Because they're different kinds of lights, right? So you need to blending mode, figure out the one that works best. Color dodge. Let me see. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe color dodge, but I'll just leave it at hard light for now. Just leave it at hard light for now. Do some of that touching. It's coming out pretty dope. Okay. Yeah. Doing this also can make the character pop out too. Okay, now close to the floor, and so we can do the other. All these things are things that, you know, I'll probably be better at them if I did them more often. And that's how it works. Because there's still some things that I feel like I could figure out. Maybe watching more tutorials. Seeing how other people handle it with their styles and whatever. Kind of help inform what I should do. When I mix it with what I already do. Is that missing a spot? Yes, it is. Because sometimes, going back to that layer, hard light, where is it? Can actually pick something a little more purpley for what's surrounding it, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Because the light will be interacting with that, and it can change the color in certain instances. So go to the flats. Miss some spots right here in the middle. And then save. Not perfect, but I think we got enough going on. I might reduce the opacity of the hard light thingy. Just a little bit. Right now it's on 29. Let's do 25. Save. Still not done. But let's see what y'all be talking about. Wait, hold on. Let's get top of the morning. What? What's this? Today's Wednesday. Really? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's. I don't like it. Oops. Nah, wasn't feeling it. So. What do we have here? Looks decent. Looks decent. Looks kind of cool. Last thing, maybe not exactly the flats, but come here, one of the browns, really dark, and let's come here to her head. And I forgot to do this. I knew some was off. Okay, and shift is select other parts. Okay. Then we get you. Cross housing. Save. There you go. I'm gonna pull this into Photoshop. I'm gonna pull it into Photoshop, and I'll play with it a little more, because I don't think it's done. I think there's more stuff you can do. Yeah, I think there's a little more stuff you can do here. So I'll pull in the Photoshop and I'll play with it a little more. There's definitely like a filter thing I usually do that you can definitely do here, but Photoshop first. Let me see. What about that line? Yes, you. Darker, maybe darker. 70? Seems more appropriate. What y'all be talking about? 101, shout out to 100. Keep it 100. Keep it a hundo. Yes, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, but I'm considering pulling the whole thing into Photoshop to play with it in ways that are much easier to play with in Photoshop. And luckily with Clip Studio Paint, you can kind of just save, and you can literally save as a PSD. In fact, let's do that. Save as a Photoshop file, essentially, and then just open it in Photoshop. Shout out Chris, appreciate you for hopping on the stream. Appreciate everybody who's hopping on the stream. I usually don't have 100 people, but we'll keep going here. And I don't have a window. Thanks for following. Hello. While I'm doing this, I can be taking some questions if you guys have any. Because to me, at this point, the hard part's done, I think. Now it's kind of like experimentation. How did you get that marble effect on the floor? Hola, Sasha. That's easy. That's just it's literally you take a marble texture, a separate image that is just marble, and then I put it on the floor and kind of made it fit the floor. Did like a mesh transformation for the floor, to match the floor, and then I changed the blending mode to overlay. So right now, you can what you're seeing. If I change it back to normal, this is literally how this is how it looks, and it still looks pretty decent. What they are, um, yeah, it still looks kind of cool, right? Right. Uh, but I put a so this is darken. That looks ridiculous. Multiply. Yeah, I don't like. It doesn't work. Overlay is that's what worked for me. There's a lot more digital art tricks that come into play when you're doing all this kind of stuff. Some I don't even know, or well, I know, but I haven't done myself to really have that experience. People who draw backgrounds a lot, they are in paint, digitally paint backgrounds a lot. They know what it is. They know how it be. Um, Into the vision. What are your inspiration for these three characters? Um, it's many things. Uh, yeah, I'm starting to have some ideas of what I could do to really spice this up. For these, is just a couple things. Honestly, I made them so long ago. I have to really think. Um, some of them are just characters that I've had in my head, but obviously, the inspiration had to have come from somewhere. For her, that hairstyle for sure is. I think it was like one of Coldplay music videos. I saw like the design. I think one with Rihanna, and she had like some kind of hairstyle that I just thought was interesting. For her, the signs or symbols on her cheeks are in Nigeria. Sometimes you have people who have tribal marks, and that's kind of like a nod to that. But this is like an more anime approach to it. Um, it's kind of like a little tiny mutant one-eyed skull earring, nut to like skull earrings and things like. So it's a combination of things that, but with the color, that white and gold still kind of touches to royalty. So some of these things tie into color and the colors you use. So it's a host of things. It's a host of. It's all over the place. Him. There's some him influence, like the character him from Powerpuff Girls. He, I've gotten some. What's the dude from Zelda? But that's not really that. Honestly, that wasn't an influence. I've barely played Zelda in my life, but it's like a host of things that it'd be difficult to break it down completely. And honestly, for some of it, I've probably forgotten because I made these are some of the earliest characters that I made. Um, but still fun to look at to this day. To this day, Princess of China, yeah, Princess of China. It was Rihanna and Coldplay. What's your process when making antagonist groups? It depends on the group, and I'll kind of decide how I want them to look and what they're doing, if they're spies, and blah 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 blah. But in Apple Black, when it comes to like those kind of groups, obviously here you have these rebels, but that's all they are. They're rebels, and you have spies for the rebellion, and it's Bamburi's rebellion, and they're kind of like pirates to a degree. Um, and they're all against this new government, new regime, for a host of reasons. You read the series, you know why. Um, so that ties into it where their design doesn't, they're not as uniform, right, on purpose. But then there's another group that we just haven't met yet, briefly talked about, but haven't met yet. Funny enough, she's the one who mentioned their name in like chapter the former chapter 3, but now chapter 5. Um, and that group is more uniform, more menacing, more, if you meet one of them, run. Run. And yeah, there's some of it I can't. My process, I don't know. I honestly don't know how best to explain the process. I think it'd be one of those things that I could leave into a video and then really think about it so that my answer is more informed and helpful. But I will say it is fun, right? And it's kind of like a very common thing in shonen series to have that and try to have fun with it. And obviously influenced by the ones that already exist, like your Phantom Troops and your pirate crew this, pirate crew that, and your Akatsuki and your Espada and Arankar and so on and so forth. Even the Gotai 13, and the list goes on. Do you have a map of your world? Yes, I do. 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 In the old versions of the books, literally the map is like one of the first pages once you open it. Is it necessary? I mean, maybe for behind the scenes for you, for when you're mapping things out and planning your world and travels and things like that. But is it always necessary to show? Not necessarily. You show when necessary, um, or you show for fun. But I do have to answer your question. Yes. For me, behind the scenes while constructing all these things, I actually need to, I would say, develop it even further. But we'll do that when we need to. So I'm gonna open this in Photoshop. We'll also be also open to ideas of videos that you guys might want me to cover. If you guys want to have some insight on my perspective and process of how I do things from a writing perspective or a drawing perspective, just coming up with stuff, production in general. Be open to playing with that. Yeah, we okay. Okay, this. So, I actually opened the two chapter covers. The two chapter covers that I hadn't done. I'd done the interior, but I just hadn't done the chapter covers yet. Was for I'll show the two chapters. That's all I'll say. No, just not to confuse you guys. Um. So let's see if I can change this. You guys tell me. Let me know if you're seeing everything all right. Because I'm about to switch to Photoshop. Okay. It's not easy. How do we do this? Sorry, folks. I am not a streamer, man. I wish I was, but I'm not. Alright. Okay, I'm just not gonna do that. Rather, I'll do this. Window capture? Have I ruined it? Give me a second. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, do I just show my whole... I don't want to show my whole... There you are. Right there. Right there. Right? There you go. So this is Photoshop. This I'm gonna beat. I'm gonna do some read. Body gotta beat. Flying back in the beat. Body gotta go. Everybody gotta know. Okay. Let's just call this one my. Oops. Say it's Photoshop. So maybe that way I'll do more. I'll do some Photoshop stuff here, and you guys get to see the layers. I'm sure maybe you guys appreciate that. I just gotta go. Yeah. Okay. It's not perfect, but try to have fun with it. Okay, so I have a question about world building law. Is it always better to always show than explain in dialogue? Yes. Almost always. Almost. There are actually some scenarios where you don't have to show, like, especially if the audience doesn't care and it can just be explained in a sentence. That's what you do. But generally, you want to show versus tell. And it's not always easy, but at least that should be where your head's at. Like, did you do all the history of is all the stuff even worth it? I mean, like history way, way back, just like to give more life to the world. I mean, all of history? No. Just the ones that are necessary. Or sometimes I'll have an idea of something that I vaguely know, and I'll just quickly go read up on it and take the parts that I think are interesting. And I'm not always doing that. Sometimes I'm just freestyling, or sometimes I'll look at something in history and do like a what if of it, and then I'll use that. Something I find more interesting. You should do a super hot fire rap video, but with the Sad Day M crew. If who? Me? How? I don't even know how I'd do that. Dun, dun, I'm not a rapper. Dun, dun, I saw one. It was like, well, I could do the best. Yeah, I could. I probably could. All right, so this is one cover. Y'all saw me at least start this in one of the streams. It's just easier to do some of the magic with Photoshop. Like, for instance, if we zoom in, zoom, 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 you can see somewhat of a 3D vibe going on. And that's a separate layer. It's gone now. It's very subtle. I could have made it more, almost like that TikTok glitch effect. I could have made it more apparent, but chose not to. Is there? It's gone. Is there? It's gone. It's very subtle. And sometimes, you want to do stuff like that. Sometimes you don't. You don't have to do everything every time. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. But I'm really happy with how this came out. Just watch out for the video, because in the video I'll show in the YouTube video I'll show some of like the painting, which again I'm not too used to, I'm not too comfortable with, but I think I'm pretty decent at it. Right? If you look at what's funny? Sometimes it gives me hope. If you look at shows, like really good shows, even like a Full Metal Alchemist. If you look at the backgrounds, it's like quickly, you can have fun and just be stylistic, right? Everything doesn't have to be so rigid. And I think a lot of art is just having confidence in your art, your hands, your movement, your drawing, whatever, and just confidence that, okay, it looks like trash now, but it will look good in the end. And sometimes it's hard to see that while you're drawing. You're just like, is this even working? And even while I was doing this, some of that was hitting my head, but now looking at it, I'm like, not bad. Not the greatest, but not bad. You know? I don't paint often. I should. I probably should. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of stuff artistically that I would like to learn, but this, you know, it's not enough time in the world. Now, this is what we just did. You know what I want to do? One of the things I was thinking about is that light source at the top. You know, sometimes you have light sources and then they're hitting, the light is kind of hitting all these tiny particles in the air. So I'll need to find a brush that can do that. Question is, do I have a brush that can do that? You? No. No. In fact, let's just to be safe, we'll do it on a separate layer. Now let's call it particles. Find the right brush. It's not you. Definitely not you. Well, let me try it with the pen. Sometimes you try something with a pen and it's better. So it's not that. Sometimes you just don't have it and you gotta go get it somewhere or download the brush or find that kind of brush and pull it into Photoshop. Was it you? Looks like you. No. No. I know it's not. Well, this is not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. No. So, particles, complete the white. Yeah, no. It's like a, it's almost like a dust scratch. No, not dust scratches. No. You see, this is like the not so sexy part of doing these drawings. It's not debris. It's not debris, okay? Low key, I probably had it. I probably had it on Clip Studio Paint. You know, funny enough, I was trying to leave Clip Studio Paint for this, but it's probably on Clip Studio Paint. The brush I'm looking for is probably on Clip Studio Paint. So, for a second, let's switch back. This is my house. Go back to the top. Like the brush that I feel is closest to what I'm looking for. No. Okay, no. No. Friction. Nope. Effects. Droplets. Spray. Is it spray? Are you the one spray? I don't think it's spray, but I like spray. Yeah, it's not exactly spray. Yeah. Droplets. Droplets is close. Again, I can only can kind of delete parts of it. Parts that I know I don't want. So let me just get the droplets to Photoshop. and then we can go from there, right? Okay. So you save, then you save as. I wonder if you save it as a PSD in Clip Studio Paint, it will automatically update in Photoshop, even though the file is open. That's how you build experience. You don't know the answer, we're about to find out. Okay, so it's saved. Go to Photoshop and nope. I think we have to reopen it and hope for the best. So I'm gonna go back to Photoshop over here. Yeah, chromatic aberration. What's that? Okay, something blah 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 blah. Okay, with something like a story where a lot of the past or history of the story is important, but because the world era or of time is set in present, how do you explain that without spoiling or revealing something important? So, okay, with something like a story where a lot of the past or history of the story is important, okay, but because the world era time is set in the present, how do you explain without spoiling or revealing something important? I'm not really sure what the goal is with your question. If it's just, telling a story that's hinting at the past, then you just do it hints and little Easter eggs, and you can be symbolic here and there and foreshadow things. But just be just make sure what's happening in the now is interesting, so you're not people are not so bothered all the time about what happened in the past or what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm answering your question. Chromatic aberration, that's just a 3D thing, the glitch thing, right? I believe so. There's a way to do it in CSP, but it's a pain. It's like you go here, do the levels, do the blah blah blah. With Photoshop, it's just like boom, 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 move, and then just move the drawing. How can I send you some brushes? Got a few that might work for that effect. We can figure that out. Figure that out another time. But I've done it with. I've pulled it in. Hey, it's not in there. Oh, I saved it as. Did I save it as a? I didn't save it as a Photoshop file. No, I did. Saved it as a Photoshop file. Okay. Let's cancel this. Let's do this one more time. And then we'll save it is in Clip Studio Paint. Save as docu. Wait a minute. It's gone. No, it's right here. Oh, I didn't save it. I just opened it. That's stupid. Stupid. So save the Photoshop file. Documents. Yes, replace. Stupid. Purple Ops, shout out to you. These are from my manga. You can see it on the side, available for pre-order. Apple Black. Go check it out if you haven't already. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the kind words. What's on screen? Yeah, it's that. It's the Photoshop. So it has it saved. I believe it is saved. So now let's open it on Photoshop. Open. Sesame. Says who? Says me. Come on now. The Wheel of Doom. Is it in there? Yep, we got it. Houston, we got him. So now I want to give it like a little bit of an outer glow. Not green. Something warm, yellow, lighten, orange, actually. Hell, even redder than that. Yeah. Then the spread. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make it subtle. Nope. 3. Okay. So we got a little bit of that there. Change these ugly brushes. Yeah, I need better That's another thing. I need better brushes on my Photoshop and Procreate. I think, probably prompt me to make more videos using those. It's one of the reasons I don't. So let's call this particles. There's one thing I want to try, like an effect I like to do. Well, there's always an effect I do at the end that just makes everything, it softens the lines, makes everything look even stronger, like anime. But that I always do last. Here I'm still trying to work on the drawing itself. So this is the lights, up lights. I'm just renaming certain layers so I know exactly what they are. So this is the hard lights. Okay. Now for a second, they're on 25. I'm just going to pull them up to 100 for a bit. Now this doesn't make sense. Like it's too vibrant to make any sense. But I'm trying to do something first. I'm trying to not sample, just focus on that. And then invert. Then I can put it back down to 25. I just wanted to select those spaces. And then I want to try something. A new layer. White. Let's go white, because the light is hitting them. Not completely white, but close to white, but not quite. Close to white, but not quite. And then I just want to get those spots. Those exact spots, but more at the ones at the top. That's crazy. She has none, so that's a problem. I knew something was missing. Something just fell off. Okay. Now for her. You know, let's use a different brush. A little smoother. Yeah. Sometimes these highlights and things like that also help the character pop and it doesn't get lost with the background or the rest of the characters and blah 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 blah. and it's more organic than, say, giving the characters random outlines that don't don't make sense. No. Sometimes you might actually want this line above line art, above the line art, so you can then do little fun things like little extra lines. We're just experimenting for now. Again, I appreciate all of you guys showing up for the stream. Usually don't get this many for this long. How many of y'all here? 84. Shout out to y'all. Let's give it a little more care. And you'll see what I do in the end. It's a little bit of her head too. Should pop. And you know what? We can even zoom in. Yeah, this is much better. They stand out more. I'm not done. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-mm. And nothing too crazy. Most of that, I want that at the top. And then definitely some of it will hit the stone. What's going on? Everybody good? I didn't lose you, all right? Okay. So again, I only want it at the top areas. Uh-oh. Thank you. Sometimes I push the wrong shortcuts because I'm used to Clipseo Paint, and like the shortcut might do something completely different in freaking Photoshop. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Can we? Does it make sense to put it there? Not really. Not really. So head pops out. Okay, now we're getting too low, and I think we're fine. About here. Yeah, we might have enough of it. Okay. Now, I might want to rename that layer to, I don't know, I'll call it hit hard. Well, hit go, it doesn't matter. Then I'll right click and then outer glow. Hard light. Everybody got a bump. This is gonna see me. Spread. Reduce. This is experimentation, guys. This is what you do. You do. Maybe a little lighter than that. Is it too much? So 15. Well, no, 15 and then 3. Lighten or hard light? Hard light. I think for some of it we can get rid of. See, it gives it that little nice subtle glow. That. Because then if you go particles and particles on 100, what if we duplicate it? Just so, yeah, we see it a little more. Now hit save. Okay. On the guard, let's read some parts that we can come in and right, like in the brush. No. Yeah. teeth, that might be overkill. But the edges, not exactly. Yeah, I just only wanted at the top area. Safe. Much better, right? What are you guys thinking? What do we think, chat? I haven't said chat enough, and this is Twitch. That's what we do here. We say chat. Raid. Who raided what? Who raided who, where, when, how come? Shout out to all the new folks hopping in. Appreciate y'all. While y'all think about the piece, y'all can pre-order my manga. It's right there. It'll be out, available worldwide, translated, bookstores, Amazon Books, Books a Million, Barnes and Noble, everywhere. Officially published author, finally. It only took a bajillion years. You know what I mean? But what we thinking? Thank you, LMAO Gino. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the follows. Thank you, winner. Chicken dinner. You are being rated by a squad of winners. Who rated who, where, when, how come? What's going on? What is happening? Help me understand. I'm out. Why did you switch to Photoshop? I switched to Photoshop because Clip Studio Paint, either I don't know how to do it, but I wanted to much more easily do an outer glow type thing. And if I did it in Clip Studio Paint, it would have been a much more manual approach, and I didn't want to do that. And I'm looking at this, and I think we are pretty much done. What happens if I reduce the opacity of this? Just in case, is it hitting too hard? I still at least 75. At least. Okay. So we have that. And then, guys, the last thing I do is, let's save. Then the last thing I do is, you guys can see my layers, right? Yeah, y'all can see my layers. Last thing I do is I pretty much select everything. At least everything visible. And I duplicate that. Pull it up to the top. Okay, they're all on top anyways. And I merge the layers. Merge all the duplicates. And that looks like, yep. And then I duplicate that again. Now, a little trick. If you guys want to do that aberration thing, the chromatic aberration here in Photoshop, you kind of go, just so you guys have a clear look at it. You come here to channels, Yes. And you just pick one of them, but let's pick green. Then you hit the I for RGB. Then you hit Command A or Control A and Command T or Control T. So you select the whole thing. Now, just shift to the left. $30. It's pretty straightforward. The further away you shift, the more it looks weird. Shout out what's lit. Apple, everything you read. Just let's just pretend in the new book deal, it's a new Apple Black. It's not necessarily a new Apple Black. Things have changed, but they're just viewed as a new Apple Black, and that's the Apple Black Volume 1 you see right there on the side. You can pre-order because it's not even out. It's going to be out in the summer. So the one you read is the previous version of Apple Black, but now everything is, again, not completely brand new, but you can say remixed. These are the official versions. This is the version that, you know, if we got an anime, the anime is going to follow this one. You know what I mean? But shout out to you. Appreciate the support of checking Apple Black out. But this volume would have it's going to be over 200 pages. Volume 2 will be over 200 pages, 3, 4, and so on. So volume 1 and 2 are available for pre-order right now. You can go to Saturday AM's website to the graphic novel page, and you can see it to get it. Or you can just go directly to Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, wherever you want to go to get it. Amazon.com/shop/Whyt Manga. You can get it there as well. It has everything with Volume 2 in there. Not put Volume 2 on the site just yet, but you can get pre-order Volume 1 and 2 right there. Appreciate all those who have supported and already pre-ordered. Again, if you pre-order any of our books, Hammer, Sagami, Oblivion, Rouge, all the books in this is part of this book deal, part of the book line. We're really trying to build something here in the West, an alternative to Shonen Jump. If you pre-order those books, you get the pre-orders get free trading cards, and there's a way to do that again on the site Saturday-am.com in /graphic-novel. If you go to the top, just go to the website, go to the graphic novel page, you'll see all the stuff, and at the bottom you'll get the details on how to get your trading card if you pre-ordered. So that's that. But yeah, this is how you do the 3D thing. Current art style inspirations. Yusuke Murata is always up there. Always up there. I think he's like really, 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 really good. Taikubo is always there. Inoue Takehiko, Boichi. Like, they're pretty good, you know? And then, Kohei and Kishimoto, Oda. Like, everybody kind of does something that I like. But recently, top tier has always been like Yusuke Murata and Taikubo. And again, if you go to the website to get the books, you see an option of all the stores that have the books, and you can actually look through which of the stores are having a sale, so you can actually get the book for cheaper than the default price. So I don't actually want to do this chromatic thing, so I'm just going to undo. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's merge again. Okay. Then duplicate that. Now what I do want to do is select the whole thing and go to filters, go to blur, Gaussian blur, 30, boom. That new layer, change the lighting mode to lighten, and then reduce the opacity to about 30. And now it has that much more like anime touch to it. It's softened the blow, softened the lines a little bit. This is it with, without, with, without, with. And then you save. Better save. Why don't you want to increase one of the highlights? Nah, don't. No, don't matter. It's high enough anyways. What's the opacity of it? Oh, shoot. Definitely want to undo. Because I didn't copy. Okay, merge. Okay, it's all in there. And then duplicate. Let's do it again. Just to be safe. Again, the Gaussian blur, filter, Gaussian blur. Lighten. Actually, hold on. Now let's come to add. Was it you? Where's the add? It's not flat. Like the highlights. Where is that? Just gone. Okay, so it's that. It's you. And it's on a 20. Maybe we want it on 30. Yeah. There you go. Fine, last time, merge. Duplicate. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. Because if you're taken from floor, yeah. Okay. Looks good to me. If anything, I'll fix it later. Then the blur, lighten, and then you see how it is. Kind of looks like a flashback in an anime. The higher the opacity, the more it looks like a flashback. But 30 is where it kind of looks normal. And it softens the lines. Hit save, and I think we're done, right? You don't want to always overdo these, do you? Let me see if I pull that up. Oops. Yeah. Let's expand that. And then hit save. I think we're done. So what are we thinking, guys? After that, I think we're gonna call it. Unless anybody has any questions, any quick questions, right? The two volume covers that I hadn't done. You got one here, the other here. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions, it's been a blast. I might hop back on stream later, maybe play a little chess, do something completely different, and see what happens with that. See what the chess community is like and how it treats people who cannot play. And if you guys are around, maybe I'll play some of you guys if you guys have accounts. I'll probably go in chess.com. And you'll be able to play from your phone as well. So it's like an app. But I'll probably play on the computer. Alright, guys. Have to go. It's Whyt Manga, and I'm Audi 9000.